Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Daniel Silva and I hope you are very well today. Next, I will present my bachelor's degree of the Interaction and Experience line that I have carried out during all the semester with the company of the director Santiago Rigamaya. So let's do this. Around the world, 30% of the population has this problem, and this in children can lead to major problems such as depression because they may feel insecure of themselves by their hands and even have a social fear. Okay, my project is Kakanini, and it arises from a personal problem that I had when I was a child, the famous nail beating problem. Yes, I know. It can be disgusting, but for some it may be a real problem that they want to change, but have not succeeded because of the research that is carried out currently in the market. There is not something, any effective treatment for this problem, and that is why I decided to take care of this. The objective of the project is reduce childhood onychophagia in Latin America. During the process of the project, a data collection tool was made for the design requirements. This tool is the interview that was done with 14 people who have suffered or currently suffer from onychophagia disorder. The pertinent conclusions of the data collection is the age range of 18 to 27 years. 50% of them were men and the other 50% were a woman. But women get rid this disorder more easily due to the gender taboo that care of hands. More than 50% began to have this problem due to anxiety. With that in mind, some design requirements are proposed, which are that the project must be an educational experience. It must have a digital interaction to motivate children. In addition to playing, another color palette is proposed, which is orange, since it allows the use of creative resource in children. Green, as it represents youth and hope, and yellow because it is related to energy and interest. Other possible colors are red and blue that represent what I want to communicate. Kakanen is based on the behavior theory of Fogg and the theory of gamification. But by joining this, an interaction can be made with an educational experience in order to change and improve the behaviors of a particular user. In this case, children between 5 and 14 years old. Gamification is the learning technique that moves the mechanics of games to the educational professional file in order to achieve better results, and in this case to improve habits and create hygiene and mental health education in children. An educational experience will be developed in the form of a board game that includes three parts. The first part is graphic communication, the second part board game, and the third part is a QR code. In the first part, you will find the graphic information about the problem that is onychophagia in people's lives and how to face these problems of anxiety or stress into something eye-catching for children. In the second part is the board game and the experience of having a one-finger wearable with which you can win by getting nails, doing challenge of not losing control while the other players do the impossible so that you lose the control. Okay, the rules of the game are only 4 players play with 2 dice, and in the dice there are 4 ways. If you get the circle, you have to take a nail from the center. If you get the rhombus, you have to make a challenge of the cards, while the others, their objective is to knock down your nails without touching you. And if you get the L, you have to give the person on the left a fingernail. And if you get the R, you have to give the person on the right a fingernail. The wearable was made with the anthropometric measurements of Latin America taken from the University from Guadalajara. Okay, for the first prototype of the product, I do the finger wearable with the clay and some relationship checks, spatial, and experimentation with the object. So I took some pictures and some renders. So I will show you some renders and some pics. A third part is a QR code with which it takes the user to a digital interaction within an application in which the objective is to create an avatar and do daily missions so as not to lose control of your habits. That is alarms on your cell phone to create good relaxation and disperse the habits so as not to fall into the problem of biting your nails again. And when you finish the missions, your avatar will be in constant evolution and growth. Finally, with my project, I want to positively impact the new generation in which there are more distractions or reasons to anxious or stress struck these educational experiences and digital interaction in a board game. Also breaking some taboos like going to the psychologist for something that is not wrong in my head because my mental health is just as important as my physical health. Or also create hygiene habits in men's hands because there is currently still a taboo that hand care is for women and that is wrong and must be fixed now. Thank you so much for your attention.